A warm greetings to you and welcome to our next lesson. As usual, we first go through the corrections of the previous activity. And let me say welcome to the corrections to our activity 29. You had an instruction saying, change the sentences below to indirect speech. You're changing from direct speech to indirect speech. Number 1 says, Peter said, I was using a computer last time. Which tense is this? This is past continuous tense. I was using. And this tense will change to past perfect continuous tense. What will it change to? It will change to past perfect. What does it show? Of course, the helping verb was will change to had. Then using as a verb will change to had. It will change to been using. Our word been will help us express the duration of the time in the past. Had been using. And so the answer is expected to be, Peter said that he had been using a computer the previous time. Hope you got it right. Number 2 says, these umpires were buying several digital versatile discs last month, said King Tendo. Of course, the answer will be, King Tender said that those umpires had been buying several digital versatile discs the previous month. As simple as that. I hope you got it right. And then we look at the next number. The invigilator said, Treasure and Pearl were taking their examination at 2 o'clock in the afternoon today. Where is our past continuous tense in the sentence? We have it expressed with the helping verb were taking, and this will change to had been taking. And so our answer reads as, the invigilator said that Treasure and Pearl had been taking their examination at 2 o'clock in the afternoon that day. As simple as that. I hope you got it right. And then let's look at the next number. The next number says, our artists were dyeing the tablecloths last evening, said the headmistress. Remember to connect to the gender of this speech tag, the headmistress said. Yes, the answer will be, the headmistress said that their artists had been dyeing the tablecloths the previous evening. I request you to pay keen attention on the word headmistress. You must write the correct spelling, and even the word dyeing. We have the right word dyeing. You must write the correct one. Ensure you have the correct spelling. Even the word clothes, it was clothes with S. Ensure it is the right one and well punctuated. That has been that. Next number says, change the sentences to direct speech. We're changing from indirect speech to direct speech. You want to see how best you can punctuate your direct speech or your sentences. So number 5 says, Apostle Benon said that Ammon had been lying to the grandmother 2 days before. This is indirect speech. So we want the speech tag and the actual words. It is up to you to either begin with the speech tag, then you write the actual words, or you begin from the actual words, then you write the speech tag. The speech tag. For my case, I choose to start with the speech tag. And our speech tag should read as, Apostle Benon said, that's our speech tag. Apostle Benon said, I separate this with the help of a comma, then I bring the actual words. Ammon was lying to the grandmother 2 days ago. As simple as that. And make sure you punctuate it well. We need this open quotation. Open quotation, we separate the actual word from the speech tag with the help of a comma. Then open quotation, Ammon was lying to the grandmother 2 days ago. And then punctuate it well. It has been that, friends. Let's look at the next number. Number 6 says, the head prefect said that that clock had been being worn by the timekeeper that evening. Where is our speech tag? Or what's our speech tag? The head prefect said. So, our answer should read as, this clock was being worn by the timekeeper this evening, said the head prefect. One of you may even start by saying, the head prefect said, this clock was being worn by the timekeeper this evening. Any of the two is correct. So friends, I believe you are still doing well in terms of awarding marks. Number 7 says, the master of ceremonies said that this The master of ceremonies said that the disc jockey had been recording gospel songs in the studio the previous day. What is our speech tag? We need to identify the speech tag and the actual words. And for this case, our speech tag reads, the master of ceremonies said, that is our speech tag. The master of ceremonies said, then we join, we connect to the actual words. So our answer should appear as, the master of ceremonies said, the master of ceremonies said, the disc jockey was recording gospel songs in the studio yesterday. This is what the master of ceremonies said. And make sure you punctuate. Our interest is on how you put in the punctuations, how you follow the principle. Remember, the first letter inside the open quotation for the first time must appear in capital letter. And that is it. I believe with all we have done, you have got it right. And I'm grateful to welcome you to the next lesson. Our next lesson will be lesson 30, and I'll be taking you through joining sentences or changing sentences from future simple tense to the expected tense. So our lesson will be in future simple tense. And if we talk about future simple tense, we shall specifically be looking at those words that will help us point out what future is. For this case, I've told you the word will and shall are the common words we're going to use to express the future. And this will and shall from direct speech to indirect speech will be changed to would. And remember, we cling on the information that says when reporting a statement from direct speech to indirect speech, we must report in the past. So friends, I want us to take an example given here. All our pupils and the workers will be tested for coronavirus as soon as the schools open, said the head teachers. This is a group of people, I think. Yeah. Our interest is on the tense. All our pupils and workers will be tested. This is will be tested. This is the future action to come. This is something yet to be done in future. So we're saying this tense will be tested should change to would be tested. So what do we expect as our answer? The answer should be the head teachers said that all their pupils and the workers would be tested for coronavirus as soon as the schools open. As simple as that, friends. I hope you got it well, you understood it well. But I want to explain something here. We have will, changes to its past as would. Then we have the word shall. One may think we would change it to should, but should gives us a present condition. For example, I can say, you should go out now. You should go out now. But I want it in the past. I would refer to a regret. You would go out before it fell on you. So here we shall use the word would for that change. Friends, look at example 2. It says, Jane said, I shall get aggregate 4 in PLE if I work hard. Okay. How shall we change this? This is a future continuous, this is a future tense. Future simple tense. I shall get. Shall get will change to would get. Would get. Remember, our main verb will remain to seem as present, but our past is expressed with the help of the helping verb shall that has been changed to would. And so the answer should be as Jane said that she would get aggregate 4 in PLE if she worked hard. If she worked hard. Remember, she would get aggregate 4 in PLE if she worked hard. Why are we repeating this? We report in the past. We report in the past. From direct speech to indirect speech, we report in the past. We assume that this action took place, and we report when time has passed. Especially we refer to the time of speech. We respect the time of speech to keep the order of the tense. So that has been that, friends. Look at number 3. We must sow these seeds tomorrow, said the women. We must sow these seeds tomorrow, said the women. What shall we change? The word must will change to had to. Remember our rules of these words that change. Must changes to had to. Then so we shall see. What will be the answer? The speech tag says, said the woman. We shall say, the women said that they had to to sow those seeds the following day. Tomorrow changes to the following day. So that is the answer. The women said that they had to sow those seeds the following day. That has been that. I want us to pay keen attention on the word sow. So is our verb, which is needed for this case. Don't write another spelling, but should be this very one. The next number says, the vice president said, the president may give us a speech tonight. So can we try this? Can you change it from direct speech to indirect speech? Which word have they used to show us the future? We have the word may, and the verb is give. So this is the activity which is to be done, some action which is to be done in yet another time to come. So we want to report this to its direct speech. We shall say, to indirect speech, we shall say, the vice president said that the president might give them a speech that night. I hope you have followed the changes very well. Remember, we have the word give them. Why are we saying them? We who are speaking are not the very person who spoke. Remember, for example, we had it here. The vice president said, the president may give us. Who is this in respect to? What does the word us refer to? The word us is referring to the vice president and his team. But we're just reporting, we shall say, the vice president said that the president might give them a speech that night. As simple as that. Friends, we're good for the next number. Number 5 says, I shall have a scientific wedding next month, said Amos. So what shall be taken as a constant here? We have shall have a scientific. We are expected to recognize the present future. We have shall have. This must change to past. And the word shall will be converted to would. And so what do we expect as our answer for this case? The answer will appear as, Amos said that he would have a scientific wedding the following month. Yes, remember the word next month will change to the following month. As simple as that. What does this tell us therefore? We should connect the changes which are here plus the other general changes we gave you, where words like today changes to that day, now changes to then, this changes to that. But for the order of the lesson, we are paying keen attention on the tense. Then other words, you will always change as expected. With that, I believe you're getting it well. I therefore take you through the simple activity. With all this we have given, I believe you can change from direct speech to indirect speech, like activity is asking you. Change the sentences below to reported speech. What does it mean? You change from direct speech to indirect speech. So what does the numbers tell us? Number 1 says, the trader said, we shall open our shops after the lockdown. What will be the answer? You will give me. Next number says, I may write a letter to my pen pal next week, said the candidate. Make those necessary changes. If in case you're getting stuck, refer to the examples given. Number 3 says, if we spray these crops, we shall get good yields, said the farmers. Identify the speech tag, connect, and give us the right answer. Number 4, Nandutu said, I must wear a face mask today before I board a taxi. Okay, shall report in the capacity of Nandutu. I expect the answer to be correct, well punctuated. Next number says, change the sentences to direct speech. We're asked to change from indirect speech to direct speech. We want to test the quotations, how best you can do. And by the way, number 5 says, the ladies said that they would go to a disco dance that night. Okay? Pay attention to the punctuations and give us the right one, depending on how you have learned. My grandfather said that he would celebrate his birthday the following week. Interesting a bit, but give us the right answer. We want you to write from Change from indirect speech to direct speech. Then finally, number 7 says, the candidates said that they would not have the Leavers Party that year. I read again. The candidates said that they would not have the Leavers Party that year. Give us the right answer. And at the end of it all, I'll have to wish you the best of the day. Until we meet again. Bye-bye.